Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we will be going over some of the best highlights from the round 2 matchup between T1 and KT from the 2023 LCK Summer Playoffs. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Out exactly what's going on here. Ona will move up, and Zeus is going to try and get over. Oh, the interrupt was so good out of Ona, but maybe he's going to give up his own life. He's going to have to flash now as everyone's just piling in underneath this outer turret, and Keen is just pushing the wave, having a great time.
And it's one of those things where you watch the dominoes, you know that meme where the first domino goes down and it topples a huge domino? I mean, we're going to get into it in a moment. It's not over yet.
All right, Keen, let's see whether you can lock this one down. There's first blood. Ona now underneath the turret, an explosive charge. Going to be able to grab it. It's all too easy, and Lahens was there to pull so that they can prepare for a dive that could potentially happen in the future. Like, it's crazy how, they understood which dominoes were going to fall, which could lead to each moment. And it all came off the back of mid-control and Cuz being able to make sure Zeus was on the run as Emperor's Divide is going to be thrown down here. Cuz, as I'm singing his praises, is going to get caught out by a line of sand soldiers. Will be taken down. T1 on the board.
Yeah, really nice.
And he will get out.
Now, Aiming can't get to this fight still, though, so KT are going to have to win this one decisively.
Yeah, 4v4, Glacial Prison is going to connect as Lahens does get out of there. Carrier charms them up, as now PDD trying to get aggressive. Cuz dives in, finds 3 with the Magnastorm, but it's still Zeus that grabs one of the kills. PDD locks one down. Emperor's Divide is going to land as PDD is going to get out of it. There's the flash, avoids the grand entrance, and this Tristana is an absolute problem. Still, Carrier's going to kind of outplay him there a little bit as the explosive charge ain't quite going to be enough. I still don't know whether he can get out, but he will.
Just barely enough mana there. So Aiming doesn't have a support bottom side. He's in mid, so the numbers advantage is not really yours. Faker is just going to get caught here by a Hex flashing Lahens. Lahens just will make plays everywhere on the map. That's why he picked up MVP, and Faker with no defensive sums.
Take 2 as the Magnastorm is going to be here, so it's 2 versus 1. So very different scenario, and Aiming is going to collect himself his first kill.
I can't even keep up with how much KT are running circles around T1 right now in this game. 4 kills for the Tristana early. They set up the Zeri bottom side a second time, and with no flash for Guma still, he is like Faker was before slams and stuff like that. The Crown, I feel like, is not super great here.
Well, we'll see how it does at this particular moment. Emperor's Divide is going to throw Cuz away. He's going to flash, and now Faker, he's looking for Cuz. The crash down is going to give him the shield, and now PDD is dancing after the rest of T1. A beautiful cask, and Keen is going to deliver the board to Aiming. He's going to collect that one, and they're not even able to trade for the turret because the teleport.
The owner setup they had down there, and then if Tristan tries to rocket jump away, Carrier's there to catch, but there's a turret here, and he's sticking around. And, I mean, I think the window is missed, let's just say, at this point.
I mean, if they're going for a... Okay, Gumushi going to have the spell shield pop. Great Everfrost. Gumushi is just dead. He's way too close to all the bad guys. And the cask, the free delivery, and now the back has to come through. He's gonna dive on top of him, the Magnastorm comes in. He battle dances to try and get himself out as Aiming doesn't skate along enough of the wall.
I mean, unless he's AFK, KT realized, like, okay, he's back there hiding because he wasn't supporting Guma when we picked him mid.
All right, but finally it has actually paid off.
There you go.
As I guess it was Zeus in the end, but I mean, look, I don't know.
Let's call Carrier a bounty hunter, okay?
Yeah.
He was a bounty hunter here, but I don't think you can start this Baron up without a pick yet at this point as KT Rolster here.
I mean, their item lead is so massive with their 2 item spikes on both of these 80 carries. They're going to start up a fight here as the hook is going to connect. Ona just explodes, and BDD going to lock down that kill. And now, without a jungler, it's going to become a lot more difficult. Well, teleport is going to come in. Okay, there's the quickness into the backline. Emperor's Divide finds many as Keen's trying to get out of there. The Baron is going to be secured by Cuz as Aiming ults, but he's 1 versus 3 is what it feels like. Now he's going to be able to skate his way out, and KT lose no one, get a Baron, and I guess it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's actually going to be fine here. Looked a little bit scary for just a moment there for KT, but they have success.
And the crash downs from this rally can just kind of do it with impunity. There's now Infernal Soul on the table for KT. They have so much more money. Zeus does have a flank angle, but let's see whether the smite is going to be good. It's a Narnian Glacial Prison, but can they actually win the team fight? There's the Magnastorm. T1 looking for a battle instead of the Dragon, but they've already lost their jungler and find their support. Emperor's Divide connects, but it's only really onto Lehens, who's going to find a stun onto Gumayusi and shuts him down, aiming, grabbing a bunch of kills, walks away with full health. And I think they can get a Drake if they want to, or they can win the game.
Yeah, they lost interest in the Drake real quickly with how quickly they were able to dispatch of T1 here. And at 24 minutes, they are going to push down this mid inhibitor here. Teleport to mid means they're looking to end here. And even with relatively low death timers here this early in the game, they have so much money. 3 items area here. That's going to make these turrets disappear. You've got a Tristana as well. Unfortunately, she's not here for the push. Much damage.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to be able to stop this. Great little stun from Cuz, as well as Keen is just belly bopping this Nexus. A few more kills to pad the stats. Aiming grabs himself a double, and T1 have respawned, but their Nexus will not. Game 1 goes to KT in pretty commanding fashion.
Yeah, the early game was just the stuff of Harlem Globetrotters with Lehens just, roaming, making huge impact plays. Cuz dominating the early game, putting that Jax down. You have a shoddy early game as T1, you can win it if they push a bad Baron. KT, they're going to push those leads so hard, you're never going to get a second chance.
And this is the big problem. That damage number towards the top of your screen there. Zeus was entirely shut down this game. He was played through in every game that we saw yet.
Are very immobile champions who won't be able to get out of getting caught by anything, even with cleanse. As you can see, aiming has picked up here. But what the Varus gives you, the Aphelios doesn't, is some follow-up and some range, so you can actually just sit there and wait for T1's engage, and then your follow-up is Baron spawns. We don't know who's winning this game. I just don't see it being a close one, just because of how these comps operate against each other. Is level 1?
Yeah, it's pretty volatile, as Hook is going to land max range as the Zenith Blade is going to miss. Aiming's flashing away, though, as Gumayushi's flashing after him. There's an early cash-in, Wolf, and you asking when we were going to know. I don't know whether we know exactly just yet, but it's a pretty good start for T1.
Yeah, and it's a miss from Lehens on the Zenith Blade that starts it all off. They try to play aggressively, and this is what you need to do with Ignite, because you don't have teleport yourself. But it's a favorable matchup in the early game.
Ooh, Cuz is going to get spotted here by Ona. It is towards the top side. There's the flash forward. And Cuz, I don't know whether he's going to be able to make it out of this one. He's not. No Arctic Assault available. And he is just going to die. That is a second kill, as even Zeus is getting ahead. And man, the 3-0 Sork Shoes and just such pain. As the Hook is going to connect. Carrier, I'm not sure about that one. As the Ignite is going to tick down. There's the Permafrost. He does get within turret range as Gumayusi taking a lot of damage. As Piercing Arrow, and Gumayushi's still going to be all right.
Man, aiming playing with fire on this Varus, but will push him out ultimately. Does not get punished there. And this should be this wave pushing through, denying a lot of minions here to Guma. Not going to stay for the plate here because it's a little bit too greedy, a little bit too low on the health. And we'll try to make something happen, it looks like, as they rotate up to mid.
Faker is in a lot of trouble, but Keen is also in a ridiculous amount of trouble. Zeus gonna have to flash to get out of that last turret shot, but still, look at that minion.
Owner level 6, it is not going to be the free defense of wave that Keen is looking for. Look at the poke coming through, and Equalizer's back up. Keen is not safe.
Yeah, they pinged it. They know that this is probably happening, as Keen is already Dominus. And there's the paranoia. He dives forward. He's trying to get the stuns in, but it just does not work.
Another wave denied. Multiple waves denied. Another cannon going down. Your Zeus just putting flames on it, saying, look at all the gold burning up. And every single equalizer getting value here for Zeus. His first 2. It's really risky for KT, but I mean, I guess you got to try something.
Yeah, they do manage to find the Glacial Prison. Zenith Blade connects this time, and Zeus could be going down. He has the Ignite. It's ticking, but he's not going to fall.
I think you got to double down on this, or it's going to be a disaster. Keria has ult. He's wrapping around.
And now it's their turn to try and deny this wave. There's the flash forward from Keen. They don't find the stun, though. Zeus is still here, still alive.
He's dead.
And BDD's going to move over. Carrier is just going to solo out the Leona, as Lehens not having a great time. Cuz getting low as Faker moves on in. Nico not quite going to be able to find it here as he turns into a minion. Cuz moves in. There's the Pop Blossom, finds 2, and Zeus is going to find the harpoon. He still has basically 0 health. Faker's going to flash away, and there's at least a kill to go over to BDD.
I mean, Keen's chasing Faker down. He's like, why won't he die? Oh, right, I've only got a longsword in my inventory.
Tie, but now T1 able to use that priority and move towards this Drake pit as there's a nice hook onto Lehens. He does have Eclipse, and he's going to go aggressively, finds himself a stun onto Gumayushi. He's now going to chase down the Leona, turns his attention now as the Emperor's Divide is going to get spell shielded beautifully. BDD makes his way out, but it's not going to be enough, and Keen kind of wishes he had more than $50 in his bank account because he's just not doing enough.
Yeah, he just really isn't. Faker, by the way, not even building this game around. As down here in this fight, it's optimistic at best to contest this. Look at aiming where he isn't anywhere near this fight when Lehens decides to commit into the stun. Keria gets permafrosted here. They do commit to try to kill him. BDD completely whipping the Emperor's Divide, will still get out, but Keen, he does no damage. Like, it's actually kind of appalling to watch. Like, you see that, you're like, is that a bug or walk through?
Yeah.
Sounds a bit hopeful to me, but T1 still not actually hard committing to a fight or anything like that, just kind of casually taking the subjective.
All right, they're going to look for Gumayushi. There's the paranoia as they look to kill him. They will be able to take him down, and now it could be another one as Ona's going to explode. It's a double for aiming.
And you know what? Maybe he was just looking for Guma to come back to mid and catch that wave. He was looking for Faker, and he found the kill he was looking for. And that is going to be a little bit of money here to KT Rolster. Won't be able to contest the Herald, won't be able to stop this top turret from going down, which will be first brick with
kind of big. He's probably dead as the ward comes down. There's paranoia, and he presses Dominus and stuff like that. But
he's not worth money. It's okay, right?
Yeah, they're going to give the kill to Zeus as well. Oh my goodness, that is absurd. It's okay. Faker might be traded for here as Pop Blossom comes in, doesn't find anything, and BDD is going to be able to lock that one down. So a 1-for-1 handbag for Nico.
And they pick up a lot of bounty gold here, but setting up for objectives, getting vision control, and like as you can see here with Nocturne, Nico, it's hard to actually just exist on the map for KT. So that's another problem they're going to have to solve here. The gold lead has dipped, but doesn't solve the fundamental problem of how League of Legends works when you are behind against Nocturne, Nico, Draven, and Rumble.
Yeah, not to mention the outer turret is still up on the bottom side of the map for T1 to come on over and collect. They're looking for a Baron first. Immediate vision does come down, so KT, they can get over here. You can see T1 set up on flanks in multiple areas. As Cuz actually in the lead. The Equalizer is not exactly fantastic, but the depth charge is. There's a Pop Blossom as well. The Emperor's Divide finds 4, but it's the Azir just popped like a balloon. Decent damage there as Kerry is going to go down. They get the Rumble. Keen is going to die. The cash-in comes through for Gumayushi, but I don't think they're going back to the Baron right now because it was a 2-for-2.
I mean, aiming, doing a ton of damage.
Goes straight to Keen.
Yeah.
Straight to Keen. It's Cloud Soul, though, that's going to be available in 20 seconds' time. And T1, they can move over and collect that. That makes map control much better as Faker comes in. They get the stopwatch out of aiming. And BDD goes golden as well. Can they actually mitigate this as the paranoia dives into the backline? Ona has to flash away, though. It's a bit split, but the equalizer is decent. Keen dashing forward, trying to find Gumayushi. The permafrost comes in. Can they kill him? No, they can't. As Gumayushi's free hitting, it's a triple kill. And BDD is burning. Aiming, trying to get them low, but T1, even with their low health bars, they're heading toward...
And see if you can kill those low health members. As T1, this could not be more disjointed. I mean, look at Faker, Guma. They follow up on this. There's a ton of peel here in this composition. The stopwatch is great for BDD. If they actually had money, if they weren't super massively behind, and Renekton was an actual champion here, this could have been disastrous for T1. But the wallets, as you often say, are extremely heavy here. And yes, T1 do end up giving Faker over, but it's a 1-for-3.
Traded. Some bounty gold coming in, of course. The map is going to open up to the point where Ona can get in and look for the inner turret in mid lane.
This is the top lane experience. I'm telling you, Keen is just like, all right, well, I guess I'll get bounty gold for my team if they're grouping. That's all you can do in these situations sometimes. He is going to pick it up.
Yeah, Equalizer comes down just to try and guarantee this turret. There's the flash, 3-man Pop Blossom. Emperor's Divide comes in, but it does absolutely nothing. It's a double for Guma as well. And they're going to continue pushing here towards this inhibitor turret. I don't think T1 are going to stop initially. They are now going to break open the base. T1, they are fed up. They do not want to give KT any opportunities back into this one, and they will not. They could even keep pushing here and look for a Nexus turret as Keen. He's pressed the dominance button. Can they actually do anything though as he slice and dice, and now he's dead. Cuz trying to find something if he can, but the Nexus turrets are falling. A hook is going to connect there as Cuz is just going to get whittled down. Gumayusi just too massive on this Draven. They will be able to take the Nexus and even out the series.
An absolute stomp here in this second game. Two back-to-back one-sided ones. Even though it wasn't the fastest game time as the crowd is erupting in T1 chants, even though it wasn't the same initially,
they are now going to break open the base. T1, they are fed up. They do not want to give KT any opportunities back into this one, and they will not. They could even keep pushing here and look for a Nexus turret as Keen. He's pressed the dominance button. Can they actually do anything though as he slice and dice, and now he's dead. Cuz trying to find something if he can, but the Nexus turrets are falling. A hook is going to connect there as Cuz is just going to get whittled down. Gumayusi just too massive on this Draven. They will be able to take the Nexus and even out the series.
An absolute stomp here in this second game. Two back-to-back one-sided ones. Even though it wasn't the fastest game time as the crowd is erupting in T1 chants, even though it wasn't the same.
Probably have that level 6. And yeah, the experience bar not quite there just yet, but he might even just move straight towards the Krugs. And yeah, the chickens are also coming on through here as there's the all-out from Zeus, because he's in the area. And there he is, he flashes over, gets himself first blood on this Nocturne.
It's just really hard forcing here, and you could do this to great success if you have jungle control or if you're the blue side K'Sante, but trying to do it to the enemy red side Jax here in those early levels, he is going to be able to add a lot of damage and then
a fair bit of damage, but there is the Justice Punch. They try to lock this one down. Pop Blossom's only on a 2. Faker keeps himself alive. Carry is getting relatively low, and now BDD is in an awkward position. Keen gets on over and grabs the kill, though. Another all-out flies down, and Cuz is going to be dead. KT claimed position of this Rift Herald pit. We'll see whether they'll be able to get any more here. Saplings are going to be thrown in as Keen going to get headbutted out. One of the values of this Alistar is Keen dives back in once again. Lahens is dead, and they're just keeping them at arm's length. BDD can't lock anyone down.
Owner having a bit of a great time here with K'Sante. They're just winning this fight. Absolutely dominant performance here from Zeus again. The flash there to get away, and it's against Jax in this fight, and it looked like KT had won it because the initial fight didn't go very well for KT. Faker is locked down by Lahens' play there. But ultimately, even the Jax, with how well he fights in skirmish time,
a Drake apiece, and it's a Cloud and an Ocean. As, all right, they're going to see whether they can grab an advantage here as the Paranoia comes in. Cuz tanks the entire culling. True Shot Barrage goes wide, and she's going to go golden. Okay, can they lock it down? Aiming does manage to get the kill as Cuz is looking to try and flash away. Lahens is pretty dangerous, but Zeus is moving in as well, and there's another kill. So congratulations, KT. You managed to kill Gumayusi, but you lost 3 in the process.
Oh, Guma played that so well, and T1 were ready for it, and KT, huge up. And this particular moment here feels like, okay, opportunity strikes. Look at this, dashes first, cleanses the fear after the flash, and then avoids the True Shot Barrage, has stopwatch as the perfectly timed ult comes through from Owner. Aiming flashes through, gets the kill, but ultimately dies here in the process, and with Zeus showing up, Cuz goes down too.
Well, now Faker is going to deliver Keen to his team. Let's see whether they can take him down. The Counter-Strike is a fair bit of value as Carry is tanking up this turret. He tries to turn it with that last turret shot, but it's not going to work out. True Shot Barrage flying up, wants to try and find the cow, but it's not going to get.
He really needs to get in here. Yeah. He's on a flank potentially.
Does have a teleport available, but it's going to be very, very late, and he's quite far away as Aiming's trying to kite them as best he can. Nature's Grasp comes in. That's the Baron going to T1. Can they get out of here is the question. There's a flash Pop Blossom onto 2, but they're 2 pretty tanky boys as Zeus pulls Aiming out of this fight. He's going all out, and Aiming is trying to get this kill, but he's not even going to be able to. And BDD dies to Faker in the process. Cuz is flashing in, but it looks like it's out of frustration. I think Carrier might die, but it takes them a while to even do that.
Oh man, Zeus is playing this game so beautiful. Down by Zeus' teleport after Zeus just hard carries this fight. Look at him walk towards Aiming here menacingly. See the opportunity with the Nature's Grasp coming through to pull this AD carry out. The exhaust is on. And look at this, over the wall, Q3, Aiming pulled in, and he just cannot follow up on the Pop Blossom, so BDD is dead. And even with these low health bars here, Zeus flashes to get out, shields to block that damage, and Cuz just trying so hard to make something of this. And yes, ultimately, aiming will get Carrier, but it's a Baron going over. Nobody else good. A lot of those losses, of course, with Poby in mid, they come into playoffs as some consider them as underdogs. I didn't really consider them underdogs against D+, but in this series, they massively were. Is Pop Blossom?
Yeah, gonna land on a Faker, but otherwise, BDD is just dead.
He's just dead. And going back to my point, I mean, T1 are showing up big, and we might have an upset on our hands here. I mean, 5,000 gold the lead here right now.
Discover that this Baron is being taken. BDD going to get a bit of a snare onto Zeus. As Cuz dives in, he'll deliver a gargoyle as well, as Keen wants to find a counter-strike. They get into the backline as Faker takes a fair bit of damage. He then dives forward. Gumayusi gets a double, and KT are too busy trying to deal with Zeus to be able to do anything about it. And Zeus might die. No, he's not. He's absolutely fine. Keen's going to be able to take down Faker, but not before getting a good old patented thumbs up. And T1 back on the Baron now, aiming, trying to get to work. Misses a whole bunch of
no
Qs.
way.
And if Zeus just comes over and kills him, that would be so very sad.
Oh my god.
He's going to do it.
Oh,
going to help out.
Oh man, I don't know if you recover from this, Kate. This is not close. It's not close at all.
Well, it's not. There is still more to play for after this, but this is looking like T1 are turning this series on its head. A lot of low health bars, though, as T1 do get out of here. Sentinel going to turn up. There's the paranoia. BDD looking for that angle if he can find it. As there he goes, headbutt just to get rid of him. Carrier's going to go golden, and Taunt does come through onto Zeus, but he's so tanky. And the wallets are starting to really get heavy in this one. Ona dives forward. Oh my goodness, a passive getting him all of his health back. And Ezreal from back in the base is trying to help out with a true shot barrage that does absolutely nothing. Issue is the Emperor's Divide is fantastic. That's going to keep them away from the President. Land's going to be taken down here as, once again, Carrier playing bouncer. Zeus doing the same thing. The Q3 is going to be fantastic. Faker picking up a bunch of kills. And yeah, Keen, you've got a really cool counter-strike, but I don't think it's going to be saving this game. Aiming back onto the fountain. Gumayusi going to lock down that kill, and T1 will dominate KT in game number 3. Game 1, not close. Game 2, even not closer, but on the side of T1. And game 3 looks like the snowball is well and truly rolling down the hill.
Zeus is just showing up tonight, and how many times has this player been criticized for big best of fives, finals performances that didn't meet expectations? Today, everyone had eyes on him in the top matchup against Keen. It has to be the angle of it.
But doesn't have to use it because he's just ejected from the whole situation. And Keen's going to be able to get a demolish and possibly even grab himself a plate here as he decides not to farm up this wave underneath the turret, as that is a Dominus as BDD's moving in. Zeus is just going to explode, and Keen just casually walking up to set up that first
flash. Going to be, taken away here. Hex Flash still relevant, as you say, but not the fight they were looking for there. Just no damage, really, between Rel and Nocturne, or Nautilus, excuse me.
And okay, Hook is going to connect here onto the level 5 Alistar, who is just dead. That is Aiming collecting his first kill of the game. Great setup from Lehens. And Lehens not on, like, Galio or Serve.
Shivan.
Yeah, he's gone lethal tempo. This is on hit for the Varus. So Aiming's going to find a Chains of Corruption onto Gumayusi, who soaks a lot of damage, and he's feeling pretty comfortable, as that is a dead Crocodile that I'm observing, although Cuz going to move on over. BDD is in position, so it's a 2v2, but Faker's going to move on over as well. Crash down, and Cuz gets out of there. And that should mean the Rift Herald is going to be in control of T1, although
these Pop Blossom setups, and Faker is obviously going to have control, as he does now.
Yeah, Carrier moving into this brush as well. Unbreakable Will well and truly available as T1 getting some control. There's the Hex Flash forward. Carrier just demanding respect as he moves on in. Aiming does get that control ward into this pit. Piercing Arrow going to be available. Let's see whether he can get any good damages. Yeah, Ona going to get taken down, but that's a big Pop Blossom from Faker, but still you can see that Aiming is free hitting. Carrier dives on top of him, and Gumayusi is already dead. The Drake secured by T1. It's another Cloud Soul, and now Faker is running for potential safety, but Aiming just greets him and says nope. That is going to be the pickup on the kill on the mid lane. Can't
compete anymore with the health bars. As look at Aiming's positioning here at the start of the fight. He's on the other side of this fat wall. It's Keria, Guma, and Owner. And when they hit this Pop Blossom, yeah, BDD also gets caught. But there's no damage. Guma is deleted instantly. And then Aiming on this backline here, once again, untouched. And there's just no way out, unfortunately, here for Faker. Aiming just going to go straight back to lane. He's like, oh, wait, you guys gave me the kill? Thanks, friends. Thanks, I had a rough time on the Ezreal, but on the Varus here, I'll take some money.
Yeah. Nice. And BDD smiling once again. They haven't been, give them a little bit of a buffer, not necessarily needing to worry about the same level of, okay, BDD's over the wall. Gumayushi going to get flashed on as he's just going to explode. That is going to be the reset, and BDD uses most of his health bar, but he's going to pick up the solo kill. Faker's fake version of Faker is going to be hooked by Lehens. Feels like that. It's like a tongue twister.
Yeah. I was struggling with those.
Correct answer.
I mean, this Fed Tristana is a big problem. Aiming also significantly ahead. Looking for this flank here. Might have a false sense of security. As BDD coming over.
That's going to be a big knock-up. Oh my goodness, just into the bouncy castle is Ona, and he's just going to get last hit by BDD. Keria still lying in wait once again as Faker's going to get flashed on them, wasting no time in this game. And I think KT have found their mojo again.
Yeah,
it took them a little while, but they have got it. As 16 minutes in, this is looking extreme.
But, I mean, Tristana especially good at this as we're going to watch BDD. He has all of his abilities, of course. Rocket jumps over the wall, puts all that damage in to get the first explosion of the charge. Buster shot through and just one more auto. Gets the reset to jump back. And then in this fight, it's such a weird passage of play because obviously Keria is trying to set up a flank here while Owner thinks he can bait them into it. And then Faker teleports into a completely different third location to try to set up for a Pop Blossom, and it's a very late teleport.
T1 are on the Drake. KT have sent Shirley to get the work done in the mid lane. See whether Cuz can actually steal this one away as Keen dives into that backline. There's a Pop Blossom, but it's only on to one. The Drake loses interest, but KT are doing so much damage. No! It's Gumayushi trying to turn it on its head as Aiming wants to try and get away from this gigantic Aatrox, who says absolutely not. Flashes on top of him, and T1 have found the team fight. The flash out from Keria. BDD trying to escape. Drake is taken by KT, but now T1 are closing in. They've lost no one just yet. And I think we may have called this one a little early as Keen dives in. Ona takes so much damage and is able to get the last stab on the Crocodile. BDD dives in, but it's another S rank picked up. And BDD is out of there. It's like, I guess this team's immortal.
Yeah, they just end up donating a teleport here. BDD was so close to getting the first reset and getting like a quadra kill here at 18 minutes.
Edge of Night is done here for Zeus as well, who's lurking in that flank angle. Keen also over the wall is going to wander over this ward as Gumayushi in the back of the pit. Keria is going to get hooked by Lehens. They want that headbutt on cooldown before they go for any sort of engage. As Faker looking for an angle. There's a Pop Blossom onto 3. They dive into the backline and BDD just explodes. Lehens trying to get the work done, and it's actually a triple kill for Keen, who's the one that's saying, remember me now, Wolf. I think it's the top laner for KT as he's hunting them down. I thought that this was for sure going to be T1 taking the team fight, but this Crocodile has a much fuller wallet.
Oh man, the big wallet on that Croc. Zeus is going to get taken out here. They give the kill over to Aiming. It looks like Owner is going to be able to dodge his way out here, but they get a massive heal. And over here, Keria looks like he's dead.
Yeah, he is very dead. He's going to get a pulverize. But my goodness, this is what happened. Like, they did exactly what T1 wanted to do, right? They got the 3-man Pop Blossom. It was massive. They all funnel in on top of BDD. But KT, all they were thinking about was a headbutt cooldown so that Cuz could press Magnet Storm, and then everyone dies to the blender that is Keen. See whether they can figure it out yet again, as now Cuz looking for even more. Faker and Ona now running away from this pit as Zeus at full health is still pretty dangerous.
And they could just run at Faker like this because unless there is a really nice cross setup for the Aatrox, I mean, Guma doesn't do that much damage at this point, unfortunately, and Faker certainly does not. So if you get Pop Blossom there as BDD, you're like, all right, cool, I kill you now. And your Pop Blossom is down for this fight. Zeus on the flank.
Oh, Ona, can he get in there? I don't think he's going to be able to, but can they actually win a fight afterwards? It's not a great Pop Blossom as now Zeus looking for that flank angle like you were talking about. He's found Aiming, but Aiming finds a stopwatch and Gumayushi dives in, gets the S rank. BDD's out of there. It's still BDD getting a kill up to the back end, and Zeus somehow falls down. Aiming is auto-attacking, and remember, this is an attack speed variety of the Varus, and he's kiting beautifully. Carrier has Blight stacked all over the place, but aiming is not going to be able to get to him because the rest of his team will mop it up. And KT, man, coming alive about when they're in trouble. Big teleport angle as Faker is looking for it, but KT, they just back all the way out.
He has flash for the engage as well, but he's just a bit too far away. KT very aware of this possibility, now just going to chase down Zeus.
Yeah, Cuz is cantering on his pants right now, looking for the angle. And Zeus, he's got GA. This is actually massive if they're able to catch him out, because it's a lot of resources that are then going to be used up. He's going to pop the World Ender. Is the rest of T1 going to be able to turn up in time is the question, as he's down to the GA now, and T1, they can't even get there. They can't even save him. Hook is going to come through, and Zeus will be taken down. A teleport now is what?
Boom, when he's getting the auto attacks in.
Hey, it's the same champion.
It's the same champion. He's he can't ult on people, but Lehens might be caught. I don't know about this.
Well, Cloud Rift is going to help him out there as they're going to go for the re-engage instead. BDD in great position as Keen is going to flash on top of Gumayushi. He's going to try and get out of there. The Pop Blossom's massive. Everyone is just bouncing around as BDD's going to get knocked up. Gumayushi gets the S rank, but immediately he's going to go down because it's a triple for BDD. Maybe the Quadra in the end, but no, it's aiming that locks that one down. And cue the Silver Scrapes Wolf. This one's going the distance.
This one's going the distance. Keen coming up big in lane, getting massive advantages, saving that one team fight that T1 had the perfect engage on, but it ultimately wasn't enough. The Samira not panning out this time around, and as you say, it's going to 5 again. Back to back, these two teams, again, in this tough matchup against the Renekton here, their draft is about as basic as it gets. It almost feels like it's the epitome of summer season. The Azir for Faker, Sejuani Jax, Kai'Sa in the bottom lane. I think the ease of execution definitely here on the side of T1, but if
and it's also back to the Keen point just momentarily, as I'm going to be interrupted. Lehen's going to have to flash away from this as aiming, chasing after Gumayushi and Carrier. Just a little bit of an exchange, but what I was going to briefly mention is the fact that Keen is on the LCK All-Pro, but he's been there before, but never with his teammates. And now he's there with all of his teammates. And that says a lot for how that win rate has expanded.
We saw this last time.
Oh dear.
And here comes BDD.
Yeah, Owner is going to be here as well, but Counter-Strike does come down. Keen's a little bit late to this as Cuz is going to flash away. BDD's now in trouble as Ace going to flash the jump, and Owner is looking for it, but BDD flashes away as well. Do we have any flashes left available? The answer is no from Owner. He used his earlier on, and first blood goes to KT, but damn, that was close.
It was so close. This game is going down to the wire, and it's just like game one, deja vu. The proxy comes through from Zeus. He does try to get a little bit great.
Turret on the bottom side of the map. Owner trying to clear Keen out of this area as he gives away his position. And Plate's being lapped up by the Draven. Lehen's in position as well. Voidseeker finds Cuz, but not Lehen's.
The Renekton pressure point allows him to delay. Oh, Faker.
Faker could be in a lot of trouble. There's the flash, the buster shot, and he gets the kill with the last auto. BDD with the solo in game 5.
The solo bolo coming in. He's 10 CS up. Eamon's getting Plate's bottom side, and yeah, you got the Herald, but you lost so much more. Everything else, Tristana gets her first kill, and KT in a firm control of this game. Let's see if Keen can survive. This does have ult and flash.
Yeah, ult and flash up and available. He's going to press that Dominus now, but T1 are just piling in. That's going to be the crash down, and that should just be the kill, and it is. Rift Herald now available also, so T1 going to take a whole bunch of money back in this play.
This is huge for Zeus. He needs this money badly. They're actually going to commit the Herald as well. He's just picking up so much plate gold. They're going to vacate the premises, and Len's going to try to slow him down here, as did Aiming with that ultimate, but he is just picking up basically every single plate here. Only the final will remain. So Zeus, the early deficit really turning on its head here with finally T1 finding a cross map. But let's watch BDD here. Flash coming back online, and he thinks he has an angle here for the play. Stacks up this charge, flashes for the buster. Got him, he says, and that he did, as this is going to be the trigger to kill Keen here on the top side.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take him down pretty comfortably. Live, the Solar Flare going to come through. The immediate punishment of Zeus is, does he have it? No, he doesn't. That's the slice, that's the dice, and that is the kill for the Renekton.
And this is what Aiming has done so much, by the way. He never gets credit for his laning phase, I feel like, because he's always been kind of categorized as a late-game scaling 80 carry type player. But the amount of times Lehens just leaves him on his own, and he just is totally fine, ends up finding advantages, and then Lehens just leaves, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to sit under the turret, even if I'm Draven, don't care. Lehens goes elsewhere and makes impacts everywhere else on the map, saves the play here topside. After Keen did get dove there, he comes up here. Zeus wants to get that final plate and some additional gold, potentially. And Owner's topside, but not close enough. Lens comes in here, Solar Flare after the Zenith Blade to guarantee that Keen's going to pick this one up. And aiming, yeah, left alone.
Owner moving back towards this top lane as Carrier is alongside him. There's the Glacial Prison. It's going to interrupt the back there from Keen, who's going to slice and dice and try to get within flash range, and does flash just about picture perfectly, but still it's not going to be enough as he's taken down underneath his inner turret. That's going to be traded for this outer in the bottom lane, but that ain't worth, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. This Renekton is actually starting to become a little bit of a handbag, and we've seen this before, not because...
Yeah, this could be his opportunity. T1 as well, if they find the flank angles, if they find the engage that they're looking for, it's very important. Now they have spotted the flank, doing their homework, trying to make sure that they can get rid of the Jax if he does come in. Nature's Grasp to come down. Shelly is going to get stolen by Owner, actually, and he collects the eye as BDD. He does have the jump now down, immediate buster shot to try and get him out of there. As the Whirling Death does a lot of damage. Zeus going to be taken down as now BDD diving on top of Gumayusi. That is a beautiful killer instinct to get it.
But they watch BDD, how he has to play bodyguard because he knows Zeus is over there. And even when this ult comes down, BDD's like, no, I know that Zeus is coming. I'm going to wait to Buster Shot him away. Eventually kind of loses his patience here, and Buster Shots him into Keen, who is subsequently instantly blown up. And they end up trading this for Zeus here, and Cuz does have a really nice push forward here to catch that second player. But watch in this fight how much Guma offers. He did not go AP, went for the Kraken Slayer. His damage in this pretty insane, cleanses as well. And the ultimate there from him is
T1. They are going to put down the Rift Herald, and now the Nature's Grasp is flying forward. Zeus looking for the angle onto aiming. He does have cleanse. There's a Magnet Storm to dive into the backline. Great counter-strike there from Zeus as already the Crocodile is being taken down, but double 80 carries are wailing onto Zeus, who leap strikes his way out. The Dragon is forgotten, and now it's a 4 versus 5. And Zeus, he can go back, he can teleport back into the fight. The Empress Divide is massive. Aiming's going to flash immediately afterwards, though, as the Bramble Smash is good. Faker goes down, but aiming is going to fall, and the blades are not. They're going to remain blue, and most of them are in the river now as well. BDD does manage to take down Gumayusi, but he is going to have to vacate the area as Cuz gives himself up to try and save Lehens. It's valiant, but it doesn't quite work, and BDD just teleports into the top lane. He'll try and take what he can.
Yeah, he's going to grab a turret and some minions here, but T1 will get the second, or rather the third Drake of the game here, their first of this Cloud Soul that we do have. I think this is a good angle here for KT.
See whether they can actually take it as Lehens in position, wants to make sure that Owner can't get towards the pit. The Jax is now moving up. T1 need to try to push them away, and they will get them out of the pit, actually. Zeus not going to go for that bottom outer turret, and now this outer in the mid lane is just going to be sacrificed. So T1, they make sure that KT are completely nervous, and then they're out of position, and then they lose their stuff.
I mean, KT straight up just didn't hard engage there. They had the opportunities. They had Cuz with his Nature's Grasp.
And the side lane threat is the hugest problem, and T1, they identified it. They made sure that they were in that top lane, getting Zeus ahead, even after things went wrong at level 1. Remember, like, KT had started off in a pretty good position as Cuz goes in. They think they may have caught out Owner, and maybe they just have as he flashes, tries to get out of the way. The Magnet Storm is just gorgeous as BDD gets rid of Carrier, but it might be the cash-in for aiming. He does get it, but in the meantime,
it doesn't matter.
Gumayusi gets a cash-in of his own, and Zeus is just destroying the base. So grabs aiming, you manage to get a bunch of money. T1 are going to grab a Baron. They're going to grab bits of your base as well.
Gotta get Zeus here, maybe.
Oh dear. Lehens going to try and turn it as best he can as aiming. Not sure what he can do here as they put up the Emperor's Divide. Keen going to go golden. There's the flash out from aiming. He's trying to juggle these blades. And then goes Keen. He manages to find one, but it's a double for Faker.
It's an ace here, and T1 may have done it. Atlas, it was a close series. To that Baron fight is actually caught by Carrier, and this is the beginning of the fight. So they go onto Owner, pull him back here. Nature's Grasp is there. Guma cleanses, and then when he goes to the follow-up, yoink! Carrier gotcha! And BDD just can't get that reset, so then can't get out of this fight. Tries to flash and kite back, but Owner is too tanky, and that is the beginning of the end. As Keen He has some fancy footwork here. He has an incredible moment. Lehens is trying to buy time with his Eclipse into stun here, but the teleport comes through from Faker. King gets caught by this, but then at level 15, tries to make a super outplay here with aiming, goes in for the stun, gets the kill, but it won't ultimately matter as Faker cleans it up, and T1 have ultimate map control now.
Yeah, this is devastating because the Baron is going to break a crown. That means that they don't have that cooldown now to work with. BDD once again having to rocket jump away from these structures that they would prefer that stay up. But it's not going to happen here as Ona may have been caught out of position yet again. Taking a little bit of damage here as Whirling Death does fly through, and Lehens is the one credited with that one, but he's still going to go down. A 1-for-1, I guess the trade in favor of KT.
Yeah, I mean, Owner has gotten out of so many of these situations with his Aftershock. This time he's not going to. And they have the damage here, KT, to defend these Nexus turrets here, but ultimately still 2 inhibitors down. And
that's just looking so doomed. BDD with his GA now complete. Aiming has his as well, but I don't know
just pushing it.
Really going to mean as Cuz down to 50% once again. They look for an angle. Glacial Prison going to connect onto Keen. He's down to his GA as the Nature's Grasp comes in. Lehens trying to get a lockdown as there is Faker going down. Emperor's Divide already come through, and look at the raid boss. Zeus is going to go golden with his Zhonya's is aiming. Still free hitting in this one, and BDD is still alive as well. It is a trade of 1-for-1 once again. Yeah, and KT have at least kept their Nexus turrets alive. There's a whole bunch of waves that they get to catch as they're heading towards these Nexus turrets. It is not going to help KT, though, when there's a Baron that is on the line. And in 10 seconds' time, that is precisely what is going to happen.
Look at Zeus, he's in the bot lane, pushing it already.
Yeah, and there is the Glacial Prison once again. They just sweep the floor with him. Cuz is going to go down also. Aiming going to flash immediately. And 280 carries in a Crocodile. That is all KT has to try and stop at least Zeus, but also the rest of T1 from just destroying these Nexus turrets, and I think T1 may have done it once again. It's a 5-game series, and once again, they're the team that comes out on top, unless that Whirling Death does way more than I...
And these were some of the best highlights from the matchup between T1 and KT during the second round of the LCK Playoffs. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow.